This is Frances Chumney with a brief discussion of various sources of knowledge. The purpose of this presentation is to lead to a better understanding of how we come to know what we know and how we can contribute to the various sources of knowledge. Knowledge plays an important role in our lives. Every time we encounter new information or new situation, our understanding, evaluations, and responses are the result of everything we previously knew or all the knowledge we already have. The knowledge that we already have, and all the new knowledge that we gain, comes to us through some knowledge source. The five most common sources of knowledge are personal experience or intuition, tradition, and research-based evidence. Like professionals in all fields, educators learn about practices in schools, they put those ideas to work in educational environments, and over time they come to rely on personal experiences and intuition to improve educational and administrative practices with the ultimate goal of improving the educational structure or better serving students directly. Personal experience is not limited to the experiences that we have as individuals. Personal experience can include the experiences of others about which we are told or we study. Traditions are the things we think of as the status quo, or how things have always been done. Traditions account for the accepted or established best practices that are already being used simply because those same practices have been used in the past. Traditions are developed and shaped based on insights gained from other sources of knowledge. Tradition itself as a source of knowledge can be a real sticking point in research, especially in the context of education, where changing how things are done often includes a change in policy or structure from what has been done in the past to what will help drive the field forward. Experts are individuals who we assume have a perspective that is both unique and well-informed. The designation of expert implies some sort of additional or specialized training or experiences that shape both the individual perspective and their responses to acquiring new information. In education, experts are often relied on to make recommendations for improving practices. It is important to keep in mind that experts do not necessarily provide guidance based on evidence, but rather on their personal interpretations of the available information and the interactions that they observe between students, parents, teachers, and other stakeholders. Because of the authority, autonomy, and respect that is granted to people who we view as experts in their field, opinions stated by experts are often accepted as facts, regardless of whether they are able to provide sufficient evidence to support their claims. We also accept new knowledge that can be sorted by our own logic and critical thinking skills. If a logical argument can be made and defended in favor of a piece of information, we tend to accept it as a truth or fact. The disadvantage of relying on logic as a source of knowledge is that if the information which is used as the basis for a logical argument is false, or if any of the assumptions underlying the logic are false, then we are accepting bad information as fact, and we then integrate that potentially incorrect information into our existing knowledge structures. Research is a particularly important source of knowledge as it compensates for the disadvantages of other knowledge sources. Further, because knowledge from research is evidence-based, critical thinking and evaluation of new information is not only expected, but encouraged before it is accepted as truth and integrated into our existing knowledge structures. In a nutshell, research is a systematic process of collecting and interpreting information. Some of the characteristics that distinguish research from other sources of knowledge are that research allows an objective perspective to be taken. It allows for both the existence and recognition of personal biases, places an importance on details such as definitions and descriptions of processes that are used. Research seeks the simplest explanation for a phenomenon or the most parsimonious description. Information learned is accepted to be fluid and flexible in nature. Replication is expected and encouraged to determine whether something holds across time or situations, and quality research means making the research process transparent so that it can be evaluated and even replicated by others. The information included in this presentation qualifies as common knowledge to those within the field of educational research. For those viewers who are new to these concepts, this slide provides a list of some of the references used in the development of this presentation. A complete list of references is available upon request.